Good afternoon, gang. I started you on a black screen, look, because I like you. And it shouldn't be doing that. It really shouldn't. There you go. Phew! That's a relief, because it was working, and then it decided a black screen, because obviously I tabbed away from it. Good. Right. Lovely to see you. And for those of you who were here last night, we're gonna give it a go again. And this time you might actually be able to see it. It's here, there it is. Right, let's get out to the menu, and then you can have a look at the various scenario options that we have to play with. So if we bang into here, yes, we're going to be doing this route right here. We're going to head out from King's Cross to Peterborough. It's not much of a stopping service, but we should be able to get some tasty camera action along the way, which, as I'm sure you know already, I'm a big fan of some tasty camera action. So while that's loading up, let's say hello to a few people in the chat. I'm not going to do too many because it's starting to get carried away. Raisins in Your Toast and Amax, Luis and Arsenal fan and JetBlue, and Sea Smart and Only Me and Moggy and Danny and Long Island Railroad and Niall and Full Milk's here. I know Welsh is here and he's angry. Major High Drama's here. Kyle is in the house, as is Take SpongeBob's House and Push It Elsewhere is here. Kuza and Keith and AJ and Steve and New Jersey Transit and James and Sophie and Wolfgang and Aidan and Megasim. I'm basically using the loading screen, see. And MLP Derek, and we're away. Right then. Jolly good. So here we are. I'll give you a good look around the joint. My hope here is to be able to show off everything that we've got going on. First thing I'll do though is I'll get us prepped for a bit of departure. Give it some of that, and that will be splendid. Right, we're going to need to stick some lights on, but I think they're set correctly already. They are. We'll have the desk lights though. That's all helpful. And I think we're about there, actually. There's not too much to have to set up, unless, of course, procedurally, I am completely wrong. Yeah, there you go. Right, ZG, how am I? Oh, I'm amazing. Just splendid. Does the window open? I don't believe so, but it's always worth a look. What have we got here? That's the general. No. Someone will tell me off. Someone will try and fire me for doing that. They have a tendency to do so. No, the window is very much like an airline door. What you don't want is a 125 mile an hour train with its window open, creating all kinds of drag and turbulence and what have you. There's quite a lot going on here at King's Cross, you know. It is quite a lot. Did I do a lot of swearing after last night's stream? As it happens, yes. I could not tell you what had happened other than my recording facilities were also, what's a good way to describe it? Less than optimal as a result of Windows Update doing its thing. So it turns out it had ruined quite a lot of my video settings. And I hadn't spotted it, which is entirely frustrating. So apologies for the disappointment. Can I show the outside of the train? Definitely. I expect to see it a lot. I'm going to get us underway though, because that way, you'll have a bit of motion in motion. Right. Let's line ourselves up here. Now we are supposed to wait until we've got the go signal, but we've got yellow, which traditionally is a go signal, right? It's a go, but be ready to not go. You're going to tell me I'm wrong on that front anytime soon, but no, there we go, there's green. Right, let's get out of here. I'll give you some good views, don't you worry. That's most definitely going to occur, and I'm a little loud at my end here, so let's turn that down. Yeah, there we are. There, this is it. This is us rolling. Other traffic interfering with my camera behind here. Whoa, ease it down. Ease it down. Just give us a little bit of... No, not the emergency brake. I have a tendency, for those of you unfamiliar with my level of dubious expertise at driving, is that I have a bit of a tendency to trigger the emergency brake on a regular basis, and today's no exception. I was just trying to slow the thing down, and instead I flung the emergency brake on. Yeah, there we go. No, I shouldn't have to use the sander. I was wheel slipping because I was accelerating too hard. There you go. I'll have it under control now. No, it's good. It's okay. It's all under control. It's all right. That's the last. Once we're out of the station surrounds here, we can just go, you know, put a foot down, metaphysically speaking. 5 minutes doesn't even count. That was probably a minute and a half of the train actually being in motion. Ridiculous. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, just would you account for it? Yeah, you probably would. Is there a competition for the quickest fail between Matt and myself? No, but I'd probably, in fact, no, I probably wouldn't win it. Matt would probably beat me on that. Getting stuff wrong is kind of my, you know, it's the advertising quote on the back of the box. But, you know, were it to be in a competitive environment, I wouldn't even be able to do that right. So there we go. Yeah, there we go. Dominic, if you're new here, we're riding the HST today out to Peterborough because it's just been refurbished. Yes. Yeah, there you go. Anyone, can you play Train Sim World on the Xbox One X? Yes, you can. Yeah, Train Sim World is on Xbox. It's in Game Pass as well. If you are a Game Pass personage, you can Game Pass your way in there. The physics haven't been refurbished. The physics would require quite a lot of work on the overall underlying game, one imagines. What specifically, Welsh, is the physics issue that you take issue with, if you don't mind my asking? Shouts the buffet car. It's not time for that yet, AJ. We've only just set off. Now, I know traditionally you want to get to the buffet car as quickly as possible before everybody heads out there, but we're not ready for that yet. Yeah. Heard you're the temporary community manager. I am the temporary community manager. You can call it interim, you can call it placeholder, you can call it whatever you like, but no, I'm going to be helping the community make sure that they get heard by the development team until a permanent replacement for Dimitri is found, because I've got quite a lot of history as a community manager. I don't do it anymore these days. Well, not so much these days, because I've kind of moved on to other things, but they've asked me to put on my community manager hat once more and keep you chaps company while new Dimitri is discovered from wherever he or she is currently residing. So you know, you got to put up with me that way. I should point out that when acting as community manager, my demeanour is slightly different. This happy-go-lucky, larks about a lot, hoses things up, video nonsense that I enjoy doing. Not quite the same as how I am when looking after a community generally. You'll see. It's all good. Right, what else we got going on? Need to make sure the prawn sandwiches are cold when you buy them. Need to visit the buffet car. That's true. Temporary Dimitri. Yes. Either that, or you could see Dimitri as my warm-up act. There you go. That's another way of describing it. Right. Bacon butty would be nice. Bacon butty is always welcome, as well, you know. I'm reading. Sorry, I'm making comedy noises at the same time. Bring humour to the forums. No, my aim is to bring order to the forums. Just a little bit. Jokes are always welcome, but you won't find me being the one making them, because the problem with working in a textual fashion is that everything can be misinterpreted. So you want to make sure that your language is as clear as possible. And for one who dwells when speaking on sarcasm quite as much as I do, that's very hard to convey properly when you're working in a textual basis. So no, I'm quite straight-laced when I'm typing, has to be said, unless I'm typing, you know, the usual nonsense that I do. But hey, look, we're getting quite a lot of good views here. So I'll tell you what we'll do is we'll hop outside and give it a little bit of, you know, just thanks, Bridge, you're the real hero. we'll just give it a little bit of a look like this for a while, because we've got 70 odd miles, 73 miles to go until we hit platform 5 at Peterborough. Can we see the passenger view? Yes, you can. Plenty of sign for that. Plenty of time for that. We've got 50 odd minutes to reach our destination, and therefore there is going to be ample opportunity for any view you want. We can take more of a look around the cab, all of that kind of thing. We're getting close. It's an all request Friday, as long as that request is, let's have a look at a particular shot of this particular train. So, yes, right. What are you doing putting Marmite in a ham sandwich on you, mate? That is not a good way to go. Yeah. Right, there we are. Good, we're on. Well, so I must have missed your reply. My apologies. If you have got, you know, I mean, obviously you have genuine concern. I'm scrolling up a bit. Just a double check. Fix physics. Yeah. Well, if you want to spell out exactly what your issue is with the physics, stick it in a forum post for me. I'll definitely read it. My aim is, and I'm speeding already, my aim is to read as much as possible and make sure that it's going to be, that it's passed on to the development team for them to consider. Whether or not that manifests in any action out the other end remains to be seen. For sanity's sake, it's always best to assume that, you know, little or nothing will change. That's just to stay sane. But that won't always be the case. So yeah, if you've got, you know, if you've got concerns or you've got improvements you'd like to see being made, then let me have them. And yeah, I'm slowing down. I am slowing down. Oh, except now, of course, I don't need to. Now I can speed up a bit. We're going to 100 now. Oh yeah. Sucks to be you, pal. We're going way faster than you are. Yeah, but I mean, they do call it a high-speed train for a reason. She seems to be having a nice time there. Look, that's check. Right, let's do a little bit of a closer up view on things, shall we? And then just roll it along a bit. We can go to 115 shortly. Open it up some. Right, zoom in on passengers, speculate what their life story is. Not for this one. You want me to try some kernel cam? Okay, I'll give it a go. Right, why are you not allowing me to change it? There we go. Right. Alright, we'll see if we can't catch it coming out the other end of the tunnel. There you go. Alright, quick, get down low. Alright. This is good. This is a prime location. And not bad. Not bad at all. Yeah, no, okay, that's good. Yes, I was when I was checking this out before, I was pleasantly surprised by the amount of traffic that's flowing around on this road, and it really does help set the scene, or sell the scene, or do something to the scene anyway. I'm gonna have to improvise something here to make the kernel cam parallax scrollo vision work in the way that I'm flipping sat in someone's backyard. Yeah. Otherwise, let's go and stand on the end of the platform if we can. If I can get in there fast enough. And there. Okay, we're stood below. Nice shot. Ignore the floating passengers there because obviously I'm clipping through the scenery, but it's all good. Right, let's go and get the speed appropriate. We'll be doing more of that. Don't worry. For those of you who are fans of my half-baked camera antics, there will be more of that because we've got time between us. Do I know what train number I'm doing for Peninsula Corridor? No, I don't actually, not yet. I was going to ask you guys what you wanted to see. So there you go. What I would like, cooler medal here. What I would like to be fixed in TSW is the Long Island Railroad tunnel glitch, because apparently people have brought that issue up for months and it still hasn't been fixed. I'm not familiar with the tunnel glitch in question. Don't assume, because lots of people have spoken about it, that it is common knowledge. I've spent most of today reading a lot at that. I've been through quite a few different forums. So what I'm going to do over the weekend is I'll stick up a couple of posts on the Dovetail forums that will allow you to point me at stuff I should read. Wait until it happens. Don't just fling it at me just yet. And that way I can digest everything. And even if Dimitri had brought it up before, it will allow me to just kind of reheat those reports that have been made already, so that I can hopefully get some feedback on them. Because what you would rather have, right? This is, you know, based on what I know about gamers and users of software generally, is they would rather know, no, sorry, that won't ever be fixed, than maybe. Because maybe leaves you with nothing. Silence leaves you with nothing. You would rather have, no, sorry, than, yeah, maybe, we'll probably get around to it, could happen, that kind of stuff. So I'm going to try and get you as many as possible, in fact, concrete answers. And we'll see how we get on. Whether or not I manage to achieve any of that remains to be seen. But that's my hope anyway. There you go. Do I know if Dimitri has his own channel or some sort of media? I don't believe he does. I think he was just starting to dabble with a bit of streaming for his own entertainment in the last couple of months at Dovetail. I don't know if he kept it up or not, and he never let me know his channel name. I don't know why. He possibly thought I was going to go in and heckle, but that wouldn't be me. That's certainly not would be me. Peninsula Corridor could go from San Jose, so you're in the carriage end and not the engine end. Sounds like fun. Could do. We'll cover that when we get onto it, but we're gonna finish this run first, and go from there. How did I come up with the name Colonel Failure in the first place? Okay, funny story. Well, it's not actually that funny. It's not even that interesting. But there was a collectible card game that I used to play in the mid-1990s called Netrunner. It has since been reproduced. It's called Netrunner. And one of the basically it's an opposing card game. One of you plays as a corporation, the other plays as a hacker, and the hacker has to take down a corporation. One of the intrusion countermeasures that the corporation had was a defensive program called Kernel Failure, because it's a play on words. You see, KERNAL is an integral. You know, it's the core of the computer system, and therefore, if you get a kernel failure, the whole system just crashes gloriously. But it's called Kernel Failure, and I really liked the image on the card. So when I started playing online games, I went, yeah, I'm going to be like the most hardcore. I'm going to crash your system because I'm so good. Turns out, however, that I used to lose a lot, and therefore the double meaning of my name took on the other meaning of it. So rather than rebel against it or practice for hours and hours and hours on end to become the best of the few of the best, I embraced it and just kind of went like, you know what? So for every time there is a situation where someone can win, someone else has to lose, and I don't mind it being me. As long as I'm having fun while I'm doing it, that's the only thing that really matters. There you go. So there you go. That's that. That's my tedious username backstory. Good. Increase the field of view. I like the field of view. I don't mind it in the slightest. You can have the field of view however you like. I like it like this. Plus, it's working at the moment. And if yesterday taught me anything at all, it's don't monkey with the settings. It's as simple as that. Yeah, there you go. Overtaking hype. Yeah, totally, absolutely. Can we have an American route with an ES44AC for Train Sim World? I don't see why not. The only question is time. Now, I thought you could jump back through cabs. I was pretty certain that it was down cursor to jump backwards in a cab scenario situation thing. What's the key to move backwards in the cabs there, team? Otherwise, I'll just use the free cam and try and plonk myself inside the train like this. At this point, it's like I'm a 4-year-old, just kind of scampering around in the corridor, making the flipping automatic doors open and close all the time. Looks like your FOV is set to high, 100 miles an hour, and hardly moving. Don't ask me. I only ride the thing, mate. I don't know what makes it tick. But it does look like we're only barely moving, doesn't it? And yet we're doing what? 99.7. Why are we not going faster than that? Come on, there. Oh, well, we're going gently uphill. That's why we're not going faster than that. All right, I'll crank it a little bit and see what happens. There you go. We'll move out a smidge more. And of course, it's because we're tracking alongside it. You see, so press Z. Done. Good. That's that done. Yep, absolutely. I pressed Z, and there you go. Right. Do camera with big HUD. Control plus or control minus for changing cab. Okay, let's get back in. Control minus. All right, we're going backwards. That only changes end. That's not what we want. I was certain that there was the button pressing Z. No, it's not Z. No, it doesn't send you through the individual coaches. I was fairly sure there was a button that allowed you to sit through individual coaches. Maybe I'm mistaken. It wouldn't be the first time. Do I think that there'll be the racetrack Metroline BNSF in Train Sim World? Honestly, probably not. Not as things stand at the moment, because we do not currently have the rights to use BNSF properties within either Train Sim or Train Sim World. So until that changes, probably not. And there you go. You have to go to passenger first. Well, how do you go to passenger first? Oh, that's a separate camera, isn't it? What numbers that live on? Is it 5? It's 5. There we go. Right, there we are. So here we are in first class. Oh, it's lovely. Very nice. I'm a big fan of the single seats in first class. They're very nice indeed. And then we'll control plus minus. Now let's just put it back in the cab. Okay. Can we 5 again? No, I'm doing 5 now. No, I did that, and it took me look straight back into the cab. So we've only got first class we can play with. What else? Page up, page down. No. Press H. If you press H, you go faster. I don't believe you. This train is not equipped with hyperspace. Not last time I was. I checked. Anyway, big HUD. You're a big HUD. What's big HUD? I don't use it. I like the micro HUD here. Give me the control keys for the, because I don't learn keyboard commands. Life is too short. If I can click on something, this works for me. Up or down arrow key. Oh, that's zoom. No, and it was in the seats as well. I know you've got a little bit of time lag in between here and there. But it's only about 10 or 15 seconds, I think. Something. It's not too severe a bit of time lag. Right. No, I would quite happy. I'm not going into the escape menu. No matter how much you demand, because for every person that goes, I want to see it like this, someone else will just go, ah. Right. Okay. So if we go to 5 camera, yeah, then F4 HUD, yeah, right, and then it used to live in here, because this was where the hang out of the window like a dog button lives as well, which I'm a big fan of, as you know. Ah, no, there it is. Right, and then it's here, yes. Except, afraid not. No, not from here. So, but we will try it from the. No, it's only got one internal view, one interior view, as far as I can find. No, and then F5. Yeah, and then arrow keys. Negative, Ghost Rider. I'm afraid the situation is as it has been. There we go. That's nice. Welsh, I'm still not entirely certain of what your problem is there. At the moment, you appear to just be venting continually, and that's nice and all. But unless you state exactly what the problem is, there's no comment that can be offered on such. Stick it in the old forums there, and you know, we'll see what can be accomplished. But venting just for venting's sake, is not going to get you much of a result, I'm afraid. I'm not saying anything else will get you a result either, but the approach you're taking right now ain't working. Right, how do I get rid of this big flipping HUD again? I was quite happy without it. Now I've got this cluttering up my landscape. Is it often tough for DTG to secure the rights to use certain liveries, companies, etc.? It can be. It really depends on the company in question and whether they are set up with a licensing department to start with. Those who do, thank you. Those who do have a licensing team, they're usually relatively easy to work with. Those who don't, not so much. I mean, it's why CSX, for example, CSX work quite happily with all kinds of people because they have a team who handle the licensing of their properties. Will the BNSF problem be fixed ever? I have no idea, actually. It's a complicated one because, well, BNSF hold the cards, and if you know, as far as I'm aware, they don't want to license to anyone at all. So it's their property; they can do what they like with it. I mean, it's a disappointment from our side of things, but from theirs, they're perfectly within their rights. So you know, we try our best on a regular basis, but we can only work with those who are prepared to be worked with, if that makes sense. Right. Patrick, I don't understand why some stuff like liveries and whatnot need permission. Like think logically free advertising. Well, I can relate this back to passenger mode. There you go. I can relate this back to I worked on a well-known car game at one point, and some of the stipulations that were made with regard to the use of real cars in that game were you can't show them being destroyed. Well, I mean, okay, that makes total sense. You know, if you're BMW or if you're Holden or General Motors or whoever, right? What you don't want to see is your car having an accident and exploding into 1,000 pieces. That is not a great advertisement for your company now, is it? Now, the fact that gamers fully understand that, yeah, it's not real, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, even so, if the commercial department from that company says nope, then there's not a lot you can do about it, I'm afraid. So there you go. What route is this? We're going from King's Cross to Peterborough on the East Coast Mainline in Train Simulator 2020. There you are. Can we do the Class 68 in a DRS livery? Probably. It can be done. Whether it will be done is remains to be seen. I mean, as ever, if you've got a request, stick it in the forums, and you know, as of today, it's my job to actually compile those requests. But if you ask me here, there is absolutely no chance I'll remember any of it, none at all. So it's why getting it written down somewhere is actually jolly helpful. That was a W. Come on, N. Do the low tone. People get upset if I only do the high tone. You've got to do low and high. There you go. I mean, you know, there was an accident. I'll try it from outside in a moment. Will we get route extensions in Train Sim World? HST on GWE wants to travel further. Adam, I don't know if it was you that mentioned that yesterday or not, about whether it would be worth polling people on if their preference was for route extensions or for just, you know, keep bouncing around and doing new routes. It's a really good question. If you haven't stuck it on the forum already, please do so. I'll chuck some weight behind it. Congrats on the promotion. You can see it as a promotion if you like. For me, it's a sidestep from what I was doing previously. It's a promotion in terms of how visible I am, but I was quite happy being invisible. But I'm going to be equally happy helping you folks get as much as you possibly can out of the powers that be at Dovetail. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. is it possible to have a steam loco add-on for TSW? Not at the moment. There are numerous there's numerous reasons why the tech in Train Sim World isn't perfectly suited to steam locos, and one of the things that we're working on is to develop systems that will allow us to handle steam in a way that makes it feel right. So when we're ready to release steam, it's going to be brilliant. Until then, it's a work in progress. So there's a lot of research work needs doing in order to make steam feel right from a user experience. Because one of the things we want to try and do is make it so that someone who just likes to lark about in a train, like myself, versus someone who wants a truly authentic experience, like many of you, is we need to make it scale for both those kinds of players. So there's a lot of work to be done on it, and I know it is conspicuous in its absence, and in fact everybody knows that it is conspicuous in its absence, which is why it's not something we are ever going to duck the question of, because we know that until we've got steam, we're missing part of the family. There you go. Yeah. So there you go. That's the best answer I can give you at the moment. J.I., whatever your name is, however you pronounce it, you gave me a pronunciation guide yesterday. What's my post at Dovetail? As of today, I'm currently community manager. There you go. Prior to today, I was player research manager, and that was on a part-time basis. So Dovetail asked me to work a little longer hours, and hold down the community fort while a permanent replacement for Dimitri is found. The new Dimitri, whoever that may be, is going to be doing a lot more than Dimitri did. This is not a slight on Dimitri in the slightest, but we're expanding what we do with community generally, and with streaming particularly. So the new role takes on a lot more than Dimitri did, which is why finding the right person is all important. So yeah, it's going to take a couple of months, I would have thought at least, to get the right person in the job. So in the meantime, I'm going to keep the place nice and spick and span and make sure that you're getting proper communication to and from Dovetail. There you go. Ta-da! Will you have London Underground on Train Sim World? Yeah, it could happen. I mean, there's no reason not to. I don't know. I mean, what's the appeal of driving underground? I mean, I like the sound of it because obviously you're going to stop at a lot of stations, but other than that, it seems like spending a lot of time in tunnels. Any upcoming route for TS 2020? Almost certainly. I don't have any information on anything for you at the moment. We don't tend to announce stuff for the first time on stream. We tend to announce it elsewhere, and then it's discussed on the stream, or we show bits of it off, or that kind of thing. So at the moment, I've got nothing for you on that front. Is this leads to London? This is London to Peterborough, but yes, it is the Leeds line. It's the East Coast Mainline. Yeah, there you go. Right, you want to hear my thoughts? Here are my thoughts. The community isn't being listened to. We suggest the routes that we want, and they don't get it done. So many people want GWE updated, and we all get ignored. Listen to the community and listen to what we want. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to listen to. However, unless, this is not being combative in the slightest, unless the post in question has 100,000 people saying we definitely want this, you don't speak for the whole community. You speak for a small collection of people who are enthusiastic about a given route. That's fine. If you think that a route that's been put out is not living up to what it should do, that's also fine, and that's the kind of feedback we can work on. But blanket everybody wants this statements patently aren't true. For those who like German routes first and foremost, it's not true. For those who like American routes first and foremost, it's not true. Everything that is suggested is certainly taken under advisement, and I will pass on unfiltered any feedback that is given. But you know, there are other fish to fry. Also, for everybody who does want Great Western Express updated, there will be other people that just kind of go, no, do more work on East Coast Way. It's another British route. And who's to say who is right and who is wrong? The decisions that are taken are never done so lightly. It's about what is achievable and how many people we believe that is going to positively impact, even if it means that sometimes we have to disappoint other people. So, so I get it, Welsh, totally get it. The thing that you care about the most, as far as what's offered in Train Sim World, isn't quite living up to your expectations. Fine, good. Give us that in concerted feedback, and we'll make sure that that is properly passed on. But in terms of, and I'll get that frustration, but that is a specific piece of feedback for you, and probably for some others as well. But we've got to get a measure for how many people is that actually affecting. DT did a poll. What the next route do you want, and make a selection of 4 shortlisted routes that you as a dev team are shortlist and let us decide, not a bunch of tea drinkers. Do you not drink tea? It's not a bad idea of democratizing route selection, but then what happens if you don't want any of those routes? And what we regularly see is that for someone, I'm going to create a completely hypothetical fictional route, right? I want the route from Narnia to Mordor, right? It's 55 miles along. It's got the Narnia Transit Authority runs that route. I want that more than anything else. No matter what comes up and what is new, I will say this is rubbish. What the people want is the Narnia to Mordor route, and until you deliver on that, it's just not good enough. Okay, now replace that with whatever route you like, and that's the kind of feedback we'll get. We will never be able to please all the people all the time. Our goal is to provide a nice wide spectrum of experiences, which is why sometimes we don't revisit areas that we've been to before, maybe for quite a long time. So I'm never going to... Here's the thing, I'm not trying to change your mind. I'm simply trying to offer you an alternate perspective. But yeah, absolutely. It's relatively straightforward. Yeah, I mean, if I can sell that offering the community the choice of what comes up next, I would. It's as simple as that. Things would be so much better for all of us. It would be so much better for the winners. It wouldn't be so much better. What if every poll that we ran was always routes you weren't into? Then you would never win. And sometimes decisions have to be made a very long time before we start working on things. Very rarely are we just kind of going, oh, what should we do next? There's usually a list of thousands upon thousands of things that we could draw from, and it's been whittled down already based on the research material that can be gathered. Now, offering that as a selection to the community is fine, but actually we're going to do all of them. It just affects the order in which they're delivered, in which case you want the best one first. Okay, and then after that you've still got 4 more coming up eventually. Anyway, it's all good. I mean, I would love to debate you further on this one, but let's not go down a rabbit hole too far. TNGs are working on narrow gauge once the dev tools are out. Yeah, they are. Please do speeding. No, not if I can avoid it. I'm going to try and stay on the limit here. That's my aim. I'm a little bit below it at the moment, but then I'm talking to you chaps. So there you go. Skink, sorry if it's been asked before, I just joined. Any thought to revamping the Welsh routes which have been removed from sale due to branding issues? The branding issues are always going to be problematic. If we've licensed something, then we're only permitted to work with it while that license agreement is intact. Until that license agreement is resolved or otherwise, there's not a whole lot we can do. It's not ideal, but that's probably the best answer I can give you at the moment. So there you go. Good. How am I? I'm translucent. here on a Friday. Transcendental. There you go. L-Trade Carnacy Line Productions, nice to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, good. Yeah. As someone who works with Unreal Engine, making route extensions are a piece of cake. Adding another layer extension is simple. It just feels like dovetail, make a route and a few logos and I'll see ya. Well, if you want to do third-party development, get in touch with our third-party team. We're always looking for more. You know, if you're an Unreal Engine developer, well, what's stopping you? You can make the routes you want, and then everybody's happy. Not least of all yourself. So yeah, we are always keen to work with additional partners, especially now that we're on Unreal, because obviously, you know, Unreal complexity is what's holding back a full editor being released. From the testing we've done so far, the full editor is still a way off. But if you're a developer, then, you know, get involved. When Crosswell comes, would you put it on Train Sim World? I don't see why not. But then there is an endless list of things that we could put in Train Sim World, and the decisions that tend to be made are based on what's interesting. What do we think people would most like to give a go, to have a play on? And it's easier said than done, because everybody has their own subjective viewpoint about what would be cool or interesting or fun, and we have to look at, actually, where haven't we been yet? What haven't we done? Who are the rail fans that we haven't yet delighted with something that we've put out? Or in some cases, we haven't tried to delight with something we put out. It takes time. Why is Unreal Editor so complex? It's that it's heavy duty as much as anything. I'm not technically proficient enough to give you a full answer on that, but between Unreal and Simulgraph, which is what handles the way that rolling stock interacts with the environment and with each other, at least that's my ham-fisted explanation of it. Matt is a far better person to give you a description of that, but it's also the way that everything has to integrate with the core game, because in Train Sim World particularly, it also goes on console. We won't be leaving out our console players. You know, we know that PC brings a huge amount of flexibility, but you're talking about developing for console as well, and the rule set there is very, very different. So we're trying to make sure that whatever it is we offer can do as much as possible for as wide a range of people as possible. It's exactly like the Steam engine thing, is we want to make sure that, you know, a ham-fisted dabbler can get somewhere, as well as an absolute expert can get somewhere. There you go. Yeah, no, if I miss a question, then yeah, feel free to stick it up again. Can we get an outside shot? You betcha. We love an outside shot. Let's try the other end. I don't know why, but let's. There you go. Oh, actually, no, this is quite a nice. Is it though? Yeah, I'm not 100% sold on this as an angle. Yeah, it's not terrible. But yeah, though we're quite happily tanking along here at 120-ish, and that's all well and good. In fact, somehow we've been rabbiting away for quite some time here, because we've only got 10 miles to go. At this rate, I'm likely just to blast straight through Peterborough and fail a mission. But there you go. Yeah. Oh, he said EC with a sanitary catch there. Do not ban people unnecessarily, they say. I say no comment, lol. Well, nobody ever wants to ban anybody unnecessarily. It's only people who have it coming, by and large, that tend to find that, because the other way to think of it is that your privileges have been revoked. It is a privilege for you to be part of this happy, chatting rail fandom community. Yeah, it's private property. Your rights to freedom of speech are subject to a rule book. If you break that rule book, your rights are removed. Ooh, nice. But even so, I'm done. I'm enjoying this. This is good fun. Where can we sit next? Have we got a bridge or something coming up? That'd be quite nice. I'll even sit on top of a gantry. Speeding. Yeah, I'm on it. I'm on it. I'm on it. I'm on it. Decelerate. Come on. There you go. Right. Should we give it a dab of brakes as well? Right? Just a dab. Just until we've got it back under control. And then we'll ease them back off again. I mean, I'm not bothered about points at this stage because I ain't got any. So, but, you know, even so. Right, let's sit here. Pretend you're on a footbridge or something, right? And this is the magnificent view that you are being you're waiting for. Nice. Actually, we're in train sim, so I can actually use the whatnot. Can the CSX heavy haul pack be remade for consoles, or can the CSX locomotives be released in a pack? We are more than aware of the demand on console, particularly. For the CSX stuff to be made available on console. The short answer is yes. The longer answer is I don't have the full information for you, but we are very much aware of that being the case. Yeah, right, good. What else? Welcome to Kernel Crashes. Not yet. Give it time. Daft question: would a steam train be possible on TSW for consoles? Yes. There you go, short answer. Yes, not yet. Just Tadpole. You know, I think it would be a fantastic idea for an official DTG poll asking people for new routes or suggestions in the routes and suggestions proposal forum. You know what? I'll do just that. Whether or not I'll have to caveat the heck out of it, but I'll see what we can do. Yeah. Cold Milk says that they'd be interested to know more stuff that the customer never notices or realizes. Yeah, I mean that could be interesting. I'd have to get the devs actually to give me some pointers on. They don't spot the effort that's gone in on that highlighting. So I'll give that a go. Shame the mods suck and don't like feedback about DTG. We love feedback about DTG. The tricky part is framing that. We get that people get frustrated. That's absolutely fine. Totally fine that people get frustrated. But don't let that frustration spoil what is your point of view. Because at the end of the day, we have to keep things, you know, polite and clean and you know, we have young users as well as those of a mature age, and therefore we've got to maintain a certain level of keep it clean, keep it calm, keep it collected, and you know, and sometimes you'll get a let's get the brakes on here. No, not false, not emergent. Well, okay, emergency will probably do the job. I don't doubt it. But that wasn't what I was after. Full service would be sufficient, surely. Now, I don't know if I tripped the emergency there or not. I'm going to operate on the basis of yes, I probably did. Yeah, so if you can get your point across without effing and jeffing, then your point is more than welcome to be put across. The other thing not to do is don't just keep repeating the same thing over and over and over and over again and expecting a different result. If you get a response, even if it's not one that you're particularly fond of, the choice is yours as to whether to accept that response and move on with life or not. But if you just continually repeat the same three things over and over again, you're not going to get anywhere. Look, yeah, I'm not here to tell you things you like. I'm only here to tell you how it is, basically. Please play ScotRail tomorrow. I don't know what's on the agenda for tomorrow. I haven't looked it up, and I should have done. We did ScotRail a couple of weeks ago, so I don't think it's on the list, but it's Matt that's on tomorrow, so I can't remember exactly what it is doing. Do I think the new community manager will have a negative effect on your personal content creator operations? That's for me to worry about. There you go. And the better place to ask that is over in my personal content creator operations zone, of which you are a member, Train Boy. So you can go and ask it in there. Yeah, that is not a concern for those who are Train Simulator fans. The concern for Train Simulator fans is, am I going to do a good job representing them at Dovetail while I'm on duty, so to speak? The answer is I'm going to do my best, and hopefully that will be. No, not emergency. What's going on with these brakes? Yeah, I've got it. Yeah, I mean I've triggered the emergency brake. We're definitely stopping. Alright, look, I'm using keyboard brakes, and it only seems to have 3 settings. It seems to have, like, don't stop, stop, and emergency stop. Yeah, see, look, this, wiggly. It's not only got 3 options. Release the brakes, we need to go a little bit further. Honestly, fussy thing. Right, go on, ease it on. Don't you look at your watch to me, pal. I'm doing what I can here. But this locomotive is giving me the runaround. I think I've broken it. Yep. Based on the fact that I'm not currently moving, yeah, I think you've broken it too. Okay, take it out of that. Yes. Ping it into this. Yes. Right. Now, put it back into this and move a little bit further forward. There you go, look. We're going to go to the end of the platform, then I'll stop, then you can get on the train. But don't you be giving me the stink eye, sunshine. No, it won't wash. Right. There we are. Just open the doors, I'm close enough. No, I'm going to the end of the ruddy platform. And that will do. Actually, this train was scheduled to arrive at 51, which is when we have arrived. Yeah. There you go. See, what's so hard about that? Train. Done. Doors. Outside camera. No, other outside camera. We can go perambulate along the platform. There you go. Nice. Okay, I believe that is job done for this one, but we'll have to wait till the old passenger dismount moment has completed. Good. Oh, how did we do at the tail end? Well, based on where we stopped, it should be grand. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Got a whole train in the station. Another driver will take over from here. Okay, good. I haven't broken it, at least not too badly. Right. Okay. Some trains don't get on with me. Actually, it's because I'm still learning keyboard controls, and also because I don't often revisit locos. I like to give them a spin. I've got Mike on channel 2's telling me who's doing what. Yeah. Thanks, Mike. So Matt's playing Rheinruhr Osten tomorrow, and I need to now transition from this into the train sim world. What do you want? Do you want the tasteful holding screen, or do you want some black screen while that's happening? You know what? I've got a tasteful holding screen. I never use it. Let's use it. All right, bang that on. Woohoo! Right. Mental note, need to replace the old kernel failure thing there with a Dovetail Games swoosh swoosh kind of action. I'll put that on my to-do list over the weekend. Bingo would like 2 sugars, please, Matt. Mike, even, sorry. He was talking about Matt. His name's Mike. Side note on this. Yeah, I've got that. Good. And I'm back on Sunday with Train Sim World UK Community Choice. Good, I haven't got any rules on that, so that I can make that up as I go, which suits me down to the ground. Right, you will know we're almost there when we hear the wondrous backing sound of the Dovetail Games logo spinning across the screen, which will happen any moment now. There it is. All right, wait for it. Bit of loading at a different resolution. Nice. And then, come on. That's kind of quiet. I'm hoping you heard that, because it just did the thing. And then here's some bloke talking about stopping and starting and the rain and flipping who knows what. Right, we're back in. Push the button. It's not there. Oh, yes, because you haven't done this again. Oh, you can only do it from here, though, so, you know, that's fine. Hang on. Let me do that. Let me do this. Let me move it into the background, and everything's good. See, this is what should have happened yesterday, you know. You did hear it. Oh, good. Excellent. Right, well, I'm pleased. I'm pleased that all paid off. Right, Peninsula Corridor is where we're heading. What do you want me to do with it? I don't know if I don't know if Mike had given me an agenda for Peninsula Corridor. And let's have a look at the old scenarios. What haven't I victoried on? We can do any one of these, you know. We've got about 50 minutes to play with, so anything 50 minutes or less, and there's a fighting chance that I finish it. Bring it on, unless you want me to go into timetables. Please do trailer car stopping service, which is called what? Or are we going to go to whatever it's called? Timetables. Yeah. Cruising the Bay. Okay, well, that's the first one that's actually the name of a scenario. I'm more inclined to take that on, you know. Cruising the Bay. Cruising the Bay. Cruising the Bay. It's 60 minutes. I won't finish it. We won't get done in time. I don't have that amount of time available, unfortunately. I have been given extraordinary... I've done Rocky Road. I even got a silver on it. Early Riser. Okay, good. First person that says what I haven't done is going to work. I'll do freight, please. Okay, that's 2 for Early Riser. If I can get a third, that's the way we'll go. Otherwise, it's first to 3 votes is the way that I'll go on this one. Yeah. Timetable freight. Oh, complicated. Bay Area breakdown. Okay, that's 1 vote there. 2. Clean and tidy. There's one of that. There we go. Early Riser has been selected by the audience. If you've got a complaint to make, those are the ones to complain to. Not me. I'm doing as I told. It's very straightforward. I will make sure next time I'm on Peninsula that we do freight. Because I'll be back again before no time, really. Because, you know what? I quite like Peninsula Corridor. I quite like it. Most definitely. I'm just a community manager. What are you talking about? Community manager is the most important person in any games business. Yeah, it's true. Oh, we're on the baby bullet, are we? Okay, fine. Cool. Alright. Really? I can't... Oh, okay. I mean, I like the baby bullet, it's fine. But, you know, it's not my favourite. Right, there we go. Up. Ding, ding. Close. Right. Chair. Yes. Okay. Oh, here we... Look. Now, this is what I regularly talk about this. Is that the field of view you get when you ease back some in the cab is much nicer. Now, maybe that's what Captain Field of View was talking about. Yeah. What? I'm not big. It's not a promotion. It's a sidestep. Yeah, have some of that. Have some of this. Flipping, have to turn my head on the side. Have some of that as well. Go for it. Hold the engine start button. Oh, yeah. Until the diesel engine is running. I might need to up the tempo on my own volume here a little bit. We're there. Right, setting this to run. Okay. And there we go. Yep. Smashing. Get the windows open. Yes. All important. Can I reach that one from here? No, I've got to go over. All right, there you go. Yep. Turn HEP power on. Damn you, HEP power. Turn HEP power. Oh, turn HEP off. All right. Done. No. Wait. Leave that alone. Press the actual button. Done. Right. Press start shutdown. Yeah. Done. Okay. Turn HEP mode to run. Okay. Yep. Press the green button. Pressing it. Okay. Set the cuts off to passenger. Yep. Yep. Okay. Good. There you go. Insert the reversing handle. Done. Set the reverser to forwards. Okay. Hold on. I'll just grab it. And there we go. Done. Prep the automatic brakes to release. Yes, sir. Done. Apply the throttle and reach 5 miles per hour. Okay, right. There you go. Have some of that. You've done you've gone the wrong way there. You've set it into brakes. The B is for brakes. Oh, yeah. You have to pull the handle backwards to go forwards. Yeah, I've got it. It's okay. Easily confused. Don't you have a headset? No, I don't need them. Because I've got a dynamic mic, you see. And therefore I can have my speakers up really quite loud. And the microphone doesn't pick them up. I find that people wearing headsets look foolish on the old streams. And I prefer to keep my ears available. Are we going? We are going. Right, we're away. You should make a poll with 3 American, UK and German routes, and then do people choose for which routes from each company the community wants a certain country. You know what? I'm going to start a conversation inside the building along the lines of the subject line in the email. There will be democratization of route selection. There you go. I think that's how you can go with that. So we'll get the team in the company to suggest them, but then the people who'll actually be playing the thing to vote on which they most want to see. The only real weakness to that as a concept is going to be expectation setting, because you know the reality will be that there is maybe a finite number of things that we can work on, and actually we've got them all booked in for the following 18 months already. But who knows? Yeah. Casual Headshot Pro partnered with Dovetail last week to make another Canadian route for Train Sim World. Beautiful. That sounds like fun. Yeah. Red signal, 280 yards. We'll be right. Thank you. But I did look. I've checked it. It's all good. Can you do the A and D so you move it easier instead of the mouse? I am doing the A and D. I prefer using the mouse. I've explained a few times why I prefer using the mouse, because it gives me the sense of actually moving things. Now, what I also recognise, however, is that for someone watching me do it, all you're seeing is me doing this, right, for the whole time. That's not brilliant visual entertainment now, there, is it? What you want to see is the view out of the cab. You want a digital cab ride. You don't want me constantly headbanging all over the show as I'm using the various controls. I get that, which is why I'm teaching myself how to use the keyboard instead. Right, stop. No, we're not there yet. It's all right. Plenty of time. Plenty of time. Plenty of time. Plenty of time. It's all good. Plenty of time. Come on, let's go. Evidently, I'm hauling something fairly heavy here, unless I give it absolute juice. It's not interested in actually proceed. It's okay. Amish will be fine. Don't you worry. Don't you? I know there's a red signal. I know there's still 50 yards, and the marker is 40 yards away, because Dr. Matt and his merry men and women have a twisted sense of humour, vis-a-vis making you stop within inches of mission failure. It's true. Yep, still not there. I need just enough roll to get me over the line here, but not so much roll that I go beyond the line. Alright, there you go. That'll do it. That'll do it. That'll do it. Gotcha! Right. Okay, what do you want from me here? Hold on, let's put a little bit of brake on just in case we're on a slope of any kind. Set the switch to access the right track. That's a long way away. Okay, I'm going. Don't worry. There we are. Ha! Hold on. We might be using the other end, you see, so I'll close the door. I've got a sneaking suspicion it's going to make me use the other end, in which case you're all going to be upset because I left the door open. It's fine. It's reasonable for you to be upset. Try setting the brakes to full application, then releasing them. Sometimes it helps. Because of the way the brake pressure works. Yeah. Good. Testing for the moderators. Please nuke me for 30 seconds. Oh, enjoy it. Does Matt have a sense of humour? Yeah, he does. In fact, Matt's got an extraordinary sense of humour. He puts up with me making fun of him on a regular basis. He knows that the making fun is done in jest and out of love rather than anything else, and also that I can dish it as well as taking it, or take it, as well as dish it, or anything that involves taking and dishing. But presumably you want me to take the train there. That's not explicit. Do you want me to use this end, or am I'm still good at the other end? You're not filling me full of information here, you know. Good. Dovetail messed up badly with Oakville subdivision. You may want to expand on that. Military car 6918. This route in real life is going to be fully electrified, which is a good thing. Well, you know, for all of the griping I do about electric trains, and I do a lot of griping about electric trains. Okay. Back into the loco, push the train back. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. It just doesn't feel right, but you know, I'll do it. Reverse it to reverse, please. All right, what do you want from me before I change my reversing? I've got a bit of throttle left on. Oops. Yeah, I should say so. Oops is the right word. Yeah. Okay. All right, let's go. Right now, that marker is 600 yards away from where I'm sitting. It is not 600 yards away from the end of the train, is it? No, it's not. So we're going to want to fly down here like this, and size her up based on this end of things. Yeah, I've made that mistake a few times, you know. Not going to get caught out again. Is the independent brake on? Not that I'm aware of, but you can't rule it out. Right, we're on. We're doing the appropriate speed here at the moment. In fact, I might even be easing off a bit. And I'll tell you something else. If the independent is on, it's helping keep the whole situation under control now, isn't it? Given how quickly we're decelerating, though, I can't help but think that yes, possibly I've got a bit of brakes left on. But you know, burning through the brakes, that's okay. That's somebody else's problem. I've only got to make sure it does this route. I'm not bothered about whoever's driving it next. You think the loco brake is on, so the throttling is slow? I think so too. I do. Yeah, I agree with you. We'll check it out when I'm back in the cab. We've got 400 yards to go here, so I'm not messing. We'll see what we can do. What new routes would you like to be made for TS or TSW? I'd quite like to see my home routes, of which I have several. My two home routes are London Liverpool Street to Norwich. That's the route I've possibly spent more time on than anything else. Actually, you could add another route. I would like Liverpool to Manchester, and I would like one more. The Waterloo out to Portsmouth and Southsea. Yeah, that would do. There you go. Yeah, that'd do me. Yeah, no problem at all. Yeah, that would do me just fine. How come there aren't as many services for the MP36 as there are for the F40PH? What's a good reason for that? What is a good reason for that? There isn't a good reason for that. I suspect because the F40 came with the route originally, and we have some... whoa! Ease it back down there, Tiny. Brakes, please. Lots of brakes. Lots of brakes. Or catastrophe may occur. Well, we needed a wash anyway, so that's all good. Right. How far am I from my... This will do then, clearly. Kind of worked. Right, brakes in at full service. Yeah, okay, you can have that. Reverse to neutral. Yeah, I'll take the throttle into... well, throttle's out set up. Reverser to neutral. That's fine, we didn't crash. What have I left on? I've left something on. What have I left on? Throttle to set up. Throttle to idle. There you go. Set up, idle, same thing. Right, there you go. Yeah. Do you want me to wang the handle out? Remove the fuel cap. Oh, okay. Where do we keep that? I suspect we're fine to go, aren't we? Okay. I hope the hose reaches, because I just stop randomly here. Connect fuel hose. It's not going to reach. Not on a long shot. I mean, I'll try it. You never know. We'll give it a go. Can I ask you something in whisper? No, you can't. You know why? Because I can't read it. Also, if you've got a question for me, post it in a chat. If you've got a question for me based on the video larkings that I do, post it over in my Discord and I'll get to it when I'm done. But at the moment, I'm working. Yeah. Basically, it's not gonna reach. It's not gonna, no, you've given me duff information there. It's because I decided the back end of my train needed to be rinsed. Yeah, you need some better contextual awareness there, mission operating system. Just, you know, as a bit of feedback for you to feed into yourself. Let's put the fuel cap back on. Maybe it'll treat it as having done. No, it's not. Alright. Train, we've got to get a bit closer. Alright, okay. It might fail us for this because we've gone outside its procedural understanding. Right, forwards. Yeah. Less brake, please. Done. Okay, wait for the brake pressure gauges to do that thing. Where is the independent was on the on release the entire time, so it wasn't that. I think it might have been a combination of grade and me not applying power consistently. Right. Do I think in the near future Romanian routes and trains will also appear? I think that's unlikely. To say that Romanian trains would never appear, I think would be wrong. But I think in the near future, don't count on it at all. I would not. I would not put money on that one. Yeah. What are we talking about? I haven't failed. No, this is a mere hitch. This is a speed bump and nothing more. I didn't know where the pump was. Oh no, I've got to find the bell. No, it's alright. I know where the bell is. It's here. Turn that rubbish off. Sorry, turn that piece of authenticity off right there. But it's a lot of bell. I mean, you've got to admit, even if you are a bell aficionado, you've got to go like, that bell doesn't half go on. Right, throttle to idle, please. Right, keep rolling. We're going to run over the hose. Do we think that's a bad idea? Yeah, I think it's a bad idea. All right, put the brakes on. Get out of the chair. Go and move the hose. Yeah. Do you think it's going to reach? I don't think so. Grab this. Yeah. Get the hose off the rail, man. Yeah, I have done. Alright, let's see how far it'll go. Oh. Well, they haven't thought that through. They clearly haven't put any care or attention in the slightest into what actually might be the real world. Yeah. Okay, alright. Keep going. Yeah. Come on, trot on. Right. Now I want that about there. Okay. Alright, turn that back off. What do you think? Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, put the brakes on, brakes on, brakes on, brakes on. That better be close enough. Oh, he's on the money. Oh yeah, totally nailed it. First time. Right, pick that up. Yeah, slam it. No. Pick this. Look, I've got the hose now. There we go. Good. Fill her up. Oh, hold on. I'll fill her up as well. There you go. You know what else? I should get a couple of jerry cans just in case, you know, we run out. And we need to refuel while we're out in the middle of nowhere and there's not an SO station anywhere near. Anyway, I'll pop it into the shop. Does anyone want a Yorkie or a pasty or something? This valve appears to have turned itself off. I can only assume that we're done here. Where's the petrol gauge? There you go. Alright, have some more. Hey, what? It just made the fong noise, indicating that we're done here. Alright, good. Alright, throw that away. Yeah, good. And sling the cap back. No. We're done. We've got enough already. You sit down. Right. Fuel cap open. Fuel cap closed. Return to the cab and sit in the engineer's seat. Well, where else would I sit? Honestly, it's like you're new here or something. I know where to sit. Right. All right. Next. You want a Ginsters? Nice. Can I hijack that F40? Not on this route. Galaxy chocolate bar would be nice. Okay, I'll see what I can do. Moggy will have an ice cream. she'll have a cornetto and like it. She will have a cornetto and like it. Right, what now? Go via the Seamoth South Storage lead. Yeah, whatever. Right, trot on. No, this way. Okay. There you go. Hammer it. Why isn't the Bergen to Voss route in Norway in the game? It is known as one of the greatest routes in the world. Who knows that? I didn't know that. I only just found that out. I mean, literally, within the last second or two. Anyone else? Anyone else want to confirm that the Bergen-Voss route is one of the greatest in the world? Also, how long is this list? I'm joking, obviously. There. Good. Floor it? No, we're only allowed to do 10 miles an hour. I'm not going to floor it. I'm going for medals, and to be honest, I'm going the wrong way about it. But we're going to give it a go anyway, and see where we get to. Cash me outside. How about that? Catching. Hello. Vertmunchen Semmering, as in Semmering Barn. WCML is the best lol. That means you're not serious. I've never even heard of the Bergen-Moss route. I think it's Bergen-Voss, actually. Well, we got some people disputing the argument that the Bergen-Voss route in Norway is one of the greatest routes in the world. Just, you know, I'm neutral. I don't have a dog in this hunt. So you know, it's I couldn't tell you. But if it is, then I should look it up, shouldn't I? Shouldn't I? This is the level of knowledge that I should be building up. Don't be sorry about the name. The name's absolutely fine. It's not abusive, unless it is. In which case, shame on you. If it isn't, no shame to be had by anybody, least of all you. There you go. Bit of service on the brakes there. Lovely. What do you want next? I could have kept going. You didn't need me to stop here. Yeah, because it's going to go via. You get caught out by that all the time. You see a waypoint and you go, right, stopping. NEC hands down is the best. How come my local mall train route isn't in the game? I put many miles on. Matt, you're being facetious. That's unhelpful. It says stop at location. Yeah, I know. I hope these points are set right, otherwise this is going to be a real short trip. Ah, we're good. Okay, fine. How do you feel about your promotion? It's not a promotion, it's a sidestep. It's purely because I did community management full-time for years and years and years and years and years. And in the last 5 years, I've stopped doing community management. You know, I train people how to be community managers these days. You know, usually I'll have a team of people who do the community managing, and I will help point them in the right direction. But of late, I've stopped doing community management, and instead I work actively in research and intelligence. Oh, gracious. And because it feels like you guys are going without anyone to talk to give your feedback to the company while we're down a community manager, they've asked me if I wouldn't mind putting my community management hat back on and taking care of business while Dimitri's replacement is found. There you go. Rail fan, I want to be the new Dimitri. If you go to dovetailgames.com to jobs, you will see the specification. Feel free to apply. Yeah. My spy? Yeah, a little bit. You know, my role is to understand you guys, primarily. Not just you, but the fine people who enjoy the fishing as well. My role is largely to understand what makes you tick. What do you like? What don't you like? What are the things that are most likely to get you excited about life, and what are the things that just aren't going to be the case? Where are we missing the mark? And where are there possible opportunities for developments in the game or games we could make that would really get people excited. That's pretty much what I've been, what I tend to work on. I need to know what you think. See, I'm going to get a higher paycheck for being community manager. That would be inappropriate for me to talk about, I'm afraid. But I was doing 3 days a week. I'm now doing 4 days a week, except for anybody who's ever been a community manager, they will tell you straight away, community manager is not a 9-to-5 job. If the internet is switched on, so is the community, and therefore, so are you. If they don't ever take time off, neither do you. The community is not going to disappear because it's the weekend, and neither should you. So yeah, so therein lies the major difference, and that's also why, you know, I stopped doing community management as my main thing, because it's a good job for a young buck is community management, because they tend to be time rich and very, very enthusiastic. Me, I'm time poor and very, very enthusiastic. Right, let the passengers board and shut down the cab. Unlock, let's say left for the sake of argument. Right. Let them board and shut down the cab. Shut down the cab. Alright, okay, hang on. Alright, shut it down. How would you like it shut down today? Let's put this into full service. That seems to be a sensible thing that people like. Let's leave that in idle. Let's put you in neutral. Yeah. Let's wang the handle out. Alright. Shut down the cab. Well, that's just turning stuff off, right? Let's start by turning the head power unit over onto isolate. Turn it off. Yeah. Turn the engine off. There you go. Right, good. Over here. No, wherever it was I left it. Up here, maybe. What are you on? You're on the switch isolation switch to stop, start, isolate. No, leave that alone. You don't know what you're doing, just leave it alone. Okay, fine. Oh, what about these? No, they're safe. What about the other ones? Oh no, where did you leave them? I left them around somewhere. You did. Where did you leave them? I left them up here. Alright, turn that off, turn this off, turn that off. There you go. Set the valve cutout to valve cutout. Okay. Yep, done. Set this to off. Okay, where does that live? Release. No. Emergency. No. Handle off. Done. That's it. There you go. Alright, good, good. Right, splendid. Good. Right, I'm getting out this side. I like the variety. Right, smashing. Right, job done. I did quite a lot of speeding there and overshot the petrol pump. Yeah, it happens. And I still got a gold. I mean, I like getting a gold. Gold is good, right? Very happy to get gold on this route, right? Very happy. That's all absolutely splendid. But at the same time, I don't really feel that I earned it. I think if you speed on a route at any point, instant gold disqualification, right? That should be silver. Equally, I think if you overshoot a marker by more than, I don't know, let's say 20 of whatever unit you're playing with, whether yards or meters, I think that should be a gold disqualification. Gold for entertaining, that's absolutely fine. You know, that's a entirely different kettle of fish. But I don't feel like this is really justified. Anyway, I'm very excited to be looking forward to what happens when I hit level 29. Maybe that's the point at which getting a level means something. It's not for good driving. Very true. Very, very true. Is Mina back tomorrow? Certainly is. Yes, definitely. An F for effort? What are you talking about? I get an A for effort, an F for execution. That's the way round that we want it there. Most definitely. Anyway, thank you very much for tuning in today. Matt is with you tomorrow for Rhein-Ruhr Osten. And I'm back on Sunday with Community Choice. If you have feedback on the game at all, take it to the Dovetail forums and you will encounter me in my alternate persona, who will be making sure that all that is collected and properly passed on to the authorities. There you go. Right, have yourselves a pleasant rest of Friday. Hope it goes swimmingly and that you have a grand old time. And I'll be back in the future with something else that is somewhat similar. That's the wrong button. It's close. Very close. There you go. That's the one you want. Good. Right, okay. I'll see you on Sunday. Matt's back tomorrow. Cheerio.